Toastmaster since January 2008. Today she is giving her 6th speech, speech number 9, Persuade with Power. Please join me in giving our speaker a warm welcome, Maya Smith.
Okay, you can be a coach. Today I want to inspire you and encourage you to become a coach. We have all been a coach on some level, whether it's if we participated in team sports or if we were guidance counselors. We've been a coach as parents to co-workers. If we're a supervisor, we maybe have coached our staff members, or even spiritual advisors can be coaches. Over the past 3 weeks, I've had the opportunity to work with rising seniors from Carolina High School who all have excelled in math and science, and they have an interest in the medical field. These students were selected by Greenville Hospital System to participate in what we call the Medical Experience Academy, otherwise known as the MEDEX Academy. These students were selected to participate, and again, it's otherwise known as the MEDEX Academy. This program is an interactive learning and teaching environment that promotes the pursuit of clinical and non-clinical healthcare careers. Several departments throughout the system were asked to engage with these students. I was asked to present a lesson on behavior modification, coaching versus education. As part of my job as a health educator at GHS, I act as a coach for some of our employees that want to change unhealthy behaviors. Some of these behaviors include things like stress, overeating, obesity. It could even include things like being inactive, which we all probably know a little bit about at some point. And so I work with these employees to help them and act as a coach to help them to change these behaviors. I could take the approach of education, which would be to come and stand before them and give them all of the hows and the whys and what you're doing wrong. But for most people, that's not going to be enough to help them make the changes that they need to make. You know, I could stand before a smoker and tell him that, do you know that smoking can cause cancer? And he probably would say, yes. I could talk to someone that's not being active and say, do you know inactivity can lead to obesity? And they probably would tell me, yes. What I have to do as a coach is I've got to inspire, motivate, guide, and direct. Now, coaching is different than educating in that most people know that an apple is healthier than a donut for a snack, okay? Or that sitting on the sofa is an unhealthy activity, okay? The problem is the lack of goal is usually in the knowing, in the doing, not the knowing. So we know what we need to do, but why are we not doing it? When you think of the word coach, other words come up such as instruct, motivate, direct, guide, support, and train. When you think of the word educate, words come up such as knowledge, teach, and inform. Webster's dictionary defines coach as one who instructs and trains. Simply put, one who instructs and trains. Coaching is typically done in that one-on-one environment between the professional and the employee. At GHS, I do what we call one-on-one consultations. It's typically about a 1-hour session, 10 minutes focused on knowledge, and 50 minutes focused on why are you not doing what you know you need to do. We take time to discuss the barriers, the triggers, the roadblocks, and what hasn't worked in the past, and what is it going to take to get us where we're going. As technology has evolved, coaching has evolved to meet that demand. Coaching can be done telephonically, so I have employees that call me and say, man, you know, how many carbs would this be? How many fat grams in this item? And I say, well, did you know? And that is considered coaching. Another means of coaching is texting. We can text each other and coach each other through. Another thing we do is instant messaging. They send me a little message, and I send a little response. And they send another message, and I send another response. And hopefully, I've helped to change one behavior. Coaching is an even playing field. It's dual respect, and it's a brainstorming session. Now, I could take the approach that when Sharon comes to me, I'm going to tell you everything you need to do, and then I'm going to tell you go forth and do it. But if those things are not real for Sharon, if it's not something she's going to be able to incorporate in her lifestyle, the likelihood that she's going to follow through is little to none. Coaching is not judgmental. I've coached people, and just at the point when I think I've got them down to one cigarette and we've been smoking 3 packs a day, I've got you down to one, catastrophe occurs. My spouse lost their job. My mother passed away. I saw them on Friday, and on Monday morning, they tell me they're back to smoking. Now, I do want to scream sometimes. But as a coach, what do? I guide them, we get back on the saddle, and we start all over again. So coaching is non-judgmental, and it's not prescribing. It's motivating. It's problem solving. In our field, we call it the art of health promotion, because you have a short period of time to gain mutual trust, dig down to the authentic issues, and find the roadblocks to set the goals up for change. Now, here's my plea to you. You may not be a health educator. What you may be is a nurse, a mother, an accountant, an engineer, a friend, or maybe even a minister. Whatever it may be, someone needs you. All of us have the opportunities to coach, whether it's our children, co-workers, mentees, interns, staff, family members, even at Toastmasters. That's what we do. We coach. Because when I get done, you're going to tell me what I can do better. And you're going to tell me what I did bad. Okay? And then you're going to help me get back on the saddle and stand before you once more. So we can all be coaches. Here's 6 things I want you to remember if you decide today that, you know what, I can be a coach. Here's 6 things I want you to remember. 1, be non-judgmental. Okay? 2, remember everyone's different. So what motivated you or what worked for you personally may not work for that individual. In coaching, the participant should always talk as much or more than you. So remember this. Wait. Why am I talking? Why am I talking? If I'm the coach, why am I talking? Give them 3 obtainable homework goals. 3 things that you want them to come back, or maybe 1, depending on where that person is, that you want them to come back and be ready or to have done while they've been away. And lastly, good coaches act as detectives. That's all we are. We're detectives. We find the barriers, we find the triggers, we look for those roadblocks, and we help those persons navigate. The 3 weeks I spent with those young people changed me. At their graduation, each student spoke about their experience, and the common thing among all of them was gratitude and appreciation for all the professionals that had taken time out to coach. And what I realized was my one session was to teach them how to be a coach. But what I realized is that every professional that walked in there over that month's time all helped to coach those children along the way. And so my plea to you is to ask yourself, who could I be a coach to? And then my next plea is to call them up and say, hey, how are you doing? Start that dialogue. And you'll be amazed at what people will tell you and what people are asking for. And sometimes we don't even clue in that they're asking for help, guidance, instruction. Thank you.